In this video, I'm going to show you how to create fully functional Google Ads call extensions that show up with your ad. And we can also track their performances by setting up their conversion tracking. So this video covers everything you need to know about Google Ads call extensions, and you can get calls directly from your ads without any problem. So let's get started. So guys, we're in our Google Ads dashboard, and firstly we need to set up conversion tracking, and we need to go to tools and settings and conversions, and we need to set up conversion action for call extensions. And from here we don't have it, so I can create a new one. If you have that, you don't have to create that. Gonna click on that and phone calls, and the first option is calls from ads using call extensions or call only ads. This is the option, and we're gonna click on continue, and it is gonna be the primary action, and so that we're gonna track its conversion action, and the account can optimize the beats towards that action. So that's a primary action, not a secondary action. And we're gonna put a descriptive name here, and use the same value for each conversion, and select how many conversions to count per click for interaction. For example, if somebody calls every time, you're gonna count them as separately, or even if they call 3 times a day, we're gonna count them as one conversion. That's the one which makes more sense, and counting them as one customer is much better for tracking conversions. And call length is 60 seconds, but for some industries that might be much shorter, because if there is an emergency, that might be much shorter than 60 seconds. So I might just put just 10 seconds just to count them as conversions, and the rest is 30 days data driven. If you want to put last click for this option, you can put as last click, but data driven is fine. What are the differences? For example, if you're gonna put last click, once you get clicks, and your conversion actions might be visible much faster. If it's data driven, you don't know. For example, you may get calls, but you may not see it as a conversions in the conversions column. So it may take some time for it to appear as a conversion. So data driven is recommended by Google. But if you want to see the results much faster, you can click as last click, but still I'm gonna put it as data driven, so it doesn't matter because we're gonna still see them as conversions after some time anyways. So create and continue. Now you set up your Google Ads conversion tracking, and we're gonna do things our own. So click on done, and this is the call extension conversion tracking which we have just created, and this was created previously. And we can send all calls to this call extension, so we're gonna see numbers here, not here, so we can direct them here, and you don't have to use that, and we can delete them because one call extensions would be enough. We don't have to use them, and we're gonna only track calls from this call extension. Also, just keep in mind this call extension should be set as the default call extension. Just go to settings, just go through the call settings from here. So call conversion action, set a default conversion action to track conversions when call reporting is enabled. In this part, these calls from ads shouldn't be used. Instead, our bookly call extensions which we have just created should be used, because the calls we are receiving will be counted as conversion for this call extension, and the conversions will be recorded under this call extension. So we have changed that, and just keep safe, because that's really important step. If you have different call extensions, some people just set it as none, and they may not see the conversions recorded in their conversions column, and that might be the reason. So just keep in mind and put the call extension, and click on the call extension which you have just created, and save. And there are no other things to do, so we're gonna go to the extensions and we can start creating our extensions. So we can go to the campaign section and we can start adding the call extensions now. We're gonna go to calls and start creating our call extensions. Click on this plus button and let's start adding the phone number. If you are using different phone numbers, just add it as a campaign level. So in different campaigns, you are going to be using different call extensions. So let's add our phone number here. Just try to add the phone number as given in the example. This is the phone number we have added, and this is how you will see that phone number with your ads. And we're gonna putting it as an account level because we're only gonna be using one call extension and we don't have any other phone numbers. But if you are using several phone numbers and you have different landing pages that use different phone numbers, just add them as a campaign level and allocate them to certain campaigns so only specific campaigns can use this phone number. And also, if somebody calls this phone number, that phone call is recorded to this conversion action which we have just created. We can also choose from here which conversion tracking can record this call, and this is the default option which we have just set up, and we can keep it as is. And you can also increase the bid if somebody clicks on that call button. If somebody clicks on that call button, you are ready to pay, for example, 50% more. If your cost per click in your industry, let's say $1 for clicking on that headline, if somebody clicks on that phone call, for example, you can pay $1.50 for that click. So you are ready to pay 50% more. You can also put that 100% so that you are ready to pay 2 times more. And advanced options, for example, whenever we want to run our ads or show our phone call, for example, some people may not get calls after certain hours, for example, Monday to Friday, and we can put it as 9:30 to 5. Let's say after 5 they don't want people to call them, that's why let's say 9:30 to 5, and after 5 they won't receive calls but their ads still keep running. And we're gonna save it. Of course, we need to choose a campaign here. Let's say we have chosen this campaign for this example. We're gonna save it. So we have created one call extension and it's pending under review and everything is fine. And let's imagine we have another landing page and it is using different phone number. We're gonna do the same thing again. Click on the plus button and click on this, add to campaign instead of account, and we're gonna choose another campaign. Done. And add the phone number here. And as you can see, this is different conversion action. Instead of a default conversion action, it is automatically choosing a different conversion action. So we're gonna be choosing back the default conversion action, or this first and third one is the same. So we're gonna choose the default conversion action, and let's say we're gonna bid 100% more, so we're gonna be paying twice more than the average price. And we're gonna click on advanced, and we're gonna be showing the call extensions to Monday to Fridays, 9:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. So this is a different phone number run by a different campaign, but their ad schedule is the same. So we're gonna save that. So we have two extensions running and they're running for two different campaigns. Uh, Also, there are certain things you should keep in mind before running call extensions. Just go to the settings and account settings and click on call reporting, turn on, get detailed information about calls you received. And if you want to listen to call recordings, you can turn on this as well. Listen to call recording, call details, make sure you add or ad extension has a US based phone number and verified URL. Click on turn on. And if you want this one, support your call third party analytics performance, if you have that, you can turn on that as well, but I don't have that, so just save. And you need to accept the terms as well, because you need to be accepting these terms if you are gonna be using call extensions, so that you're gonna be getting calls without any problem. And that's it. You have a fully functional call extensions that runs, and your call reporting is gonna be shown here under this column, all conversions. And I'm gonna show you how your ad will look if they're gonna be using certain call extensions. For example, let's say uh, for that campaign, how it's gonna look for mobile devices. It will show different combinations, of course. Yeah, this one, this combination shows phone number, and for this is for the mobile device, but for desktop you won't be using the phone call button. Most of the time, like more than 90% of the time, it's used for mobile, and that's how it's gonna look. So yeah, that's how you're gonna create Google Ads call extensions. And if you're gonna do what I have shown in this video, I think your call extensions will run without any problem, and you will start getting calls directly from your ads. And this is not the calls you're gonna get directly from your website. If you're gonna get calls directly from your website, you need to be creating another conversion action. But we are talking about the calls you're gonna get directly from your ads, and these call extensions is going to be shown under your ads. So if you guys found some value from this video, please like and subscribe, and see you guys in my other videos.